This is the sheep brain video, the dissection of the sheep brain. First, I want to start off with the gross anatomy. The gross anatomy, well, first of all, the sheep brain is a lot longer than the human brain. As you could see here, it's a lot longer. The human brain is a little bit wider. This one's longer. You can see the stem here, the different lobes. This is just the casing of the brain. The first thing we're going to go over is where everything is located on the sheep brain. If you turn it this way, it'll be a little bit easier to see. Right on this side, it's going to be the primary motor cortex, the central sulcus, the primary sensory cortex, the frontal cortex, the peritoneal cortex, the cerebellum is in the back, the spinal cord is this piece right here, the occipital cortex is on this side, and the temporal is right behind it. So basically, as far as the half of like a human brain goes, we have our frontal lobes, the peritoneal, the temporal, and the occipital. It's a little bit different on the sheep brain because it's a little bit longer and ours is wider. Same concept though. If we turn it over this way, you can see all the different pieces of it. This is the, I guess this would be like the inside of the brain, not the back or whatever. The optic nerve is located underneath here. The brainstem, like we said, was this. The spinal cord is this piece. The transverse fissure would be up here, this line right here. Can't really see it too good. The gyrus and the sulcus are towards the back here. Those are where, so we have the gyrus on this side and the sulcus on this side. Like I said, the occipital lobe is towards the bottom. The peritoneal lobe is on the top here. The frontal lobe is going to be, this is like as if it was sitting like this. The frontal lobe is obviously up in the front. If we were to turn it into this side, we have a couple of things that are going to be more towards the inside of the brain. I cut it open. It's really hard to see, but I cut it when I was doing the dissection. I sliced it open so you can see like the pieces of it in there. So this is just basically your half of a brain. I just kind of tore it a little bit so you could see more in there. The pons is in here. The pituitary gland is right above the pons. The optic nerve is going to be, you can't really see it too well, but it's actually up towards the front here. This is where the spinal cord is. So the pons and the medulla oblongata they're located closer to the back where the spinal is. The pituitary gland, like I said, is in the front. The optic nerve is in the front. These up here they call the olfactory bulbs, which is going to be like right in front of where your optic nerve is. Technically the optic nerve is going to be right in the middle here. If we were going to do a sideways view of it just so you can see. It has the casings on it, but I'll show you this side view. You can actually see the length of the brain here. It's a lot longer than a human brain would be. They are both very similar in the structures, which is why I do believe we are dissecting the sheep brain so that we can get the feel of what the human brain is technically without doing a human brain. Turning it this way, you can see more of the structure of it. I know it's really hard to see on the video. Oh, those were the things that were above the optic nerve. So technically the brain would be sitting like this. So this is going to connect to the spine. This is just the basic shape of it, going over everything. You can really see here, this part is what I was telling you about the optic. You can kind of feel it right there. It's a little bit hard, but it's really squishy, and without tearing it too much, I was trying to show you the different areas of it. These would technically be like the different lobes and stuff like the human brain. Anyways, that's the sheep brain.